he didn't get the opportunity to live out, his purpose in life.
They marched for justice. They marched for Trayvon. Roughly 200 Purdue students, faculty, and community members rally for a Florida teen shot and killed. Good evening, and thanks for watching. I'm Dan Klein. Last month, Trayvon Martin, an unarmed Florida teenager, was shot and killed by a Neighborhood Watch volunteer as he was visiting a friend in a gated community. News Channel 18's Krista Henry reports hundreds gathered at Purdue tonight to show their support to the teenager's family. Krista?
Dan, an estimated 200 students, faculty, and community members came out and rallied for justice for Trayvon Martin. Many demonstrators at the march for Martin wore hoodies, the same garment the teen was wearing when he was shot. 1 foot at a time, hundreds marched on Purdue's campus in support of Trayvon Martin, the unarmed Florida teen who was shot and killed last month.
There's a little boy who was murdered. His family, I know it had to be hard for him, and he didn't get the opportunity to live out, his purpose in life.
As a nation, as a community, I feel it's important we should all come together and show our support for his family and actually bring justice to this case.
Many demonstrators at the March for Martin Wednesday wore hoodies, which was what Martin was wearing when he was shot by this man, Neighborhood Watch volunteer George Zimmerman. Zimmerman says he shot the 17-year-old in self-defense. Meanwhile, Martin's family and some protesters at Purdue believe racial profiling was behind the killing.
I don't think it was a hate crime, but was it racially based? I think part of it was.
I think it's the underlying issue of people are profiling other people. It's done everywhere, and it's not something that should be done.
But not all who attended Wednesday's rally agree that racial profiling was the reason behind the teen's death.
I don't think it was over race, but different states have different gun rules.
But whether the case is a racial flashpoint or not, this Lafayette mother brought her children to the march for one thing, and that's to show support even hundreds of miles away.
If it was my child, I would want people in Florida and Georgia and Utah to come together and march and show their support for me as I was going through my loss and grief of a child that did nothing wrong.
George Zimmerman told police that he shot 17-year-old Martin on February 26 after Martin attacked him. His attorney says Zimmerman's nose was broken in the fight and the back of his head was gashed. Meanwhile, a lawyer for Martin's family says the video clearly shows that Zimmerman's nose was not broken and he had no noticeable blood on his head and face. Police have not arrested Zimmerman, touching off widespread public outrage and protests across the country. Krista Henry, News Channel 18.
Thanks, Krista. Illinois Congressman Bobby Rush wore a hoodie this morning during a U.S. House speech about Trayvon Martin and racial profiling. Rush pulled up the hood and got a reprimand for violating rules against wearing hats in the House chamber.